Hey, do you like Gundam? Do you like watching us watch Gundam? You can go ahead and get double episodes of Gundam over on the Patreon if we get up to 30 Patreons. Go ahead and join and do your part, and you'll go ahead and get double the Gundam. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to our Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here watching some Mobile Suit Gundam. We got a comment here today, so let's see what people got to say. We got Oleb23 from the episode 5 of the Origins Clash at Loom saying, since you guys had the discussion of the zombie family hair colors early on, I'll point out, since it didn't get commented on this episode reaction itself, Dozel's daughter also ended up a redhead. So wait. I think that checks out. I think you can definitely smuggle in a redhead gene through brown hair, and we have two brown-haired individuals in that relationship.
You can get a lot of redhead. You can get redhead from a lot of different combinations. But also remember, Cassilia is a redhead as well.
Yeah. So it's in the family, obviously, we know that. Dozel could obviously have one of the recessive genes for red hair, and then their partner can also have that. And then 1 in 4 chance, bam, you maybe have a redhead.
Yeah.
That's the middle school biology level understanding of it right there.
Yeah, no, I was looking at charts, and it's like, okay, we could easily get 3 different hair colors out of just 2 people and whatever their history is, or their biological history. So I don't think this is a thing. Also, I mean, some people are commenting that it's possible Dozel had a mistress. Not Dozel, Degwin. Degwin
yeah.
had a mistress. I was like, I don't buy it. It didn't fall into my...
He's got that oozing personality type that tells me, like, he totally would just because he can.
Well, it seems like, well, we know what his type is. I keep presenting it, and I don't think...
I want to not think about it. I want to not put it in my head. You know me.
I don't think it's going to be getting him any kids. Well, it might get him some kids, but not in the way that I meant.
Oh, damn it.
We did have another comment that I didn't include here, only because I thought it was batshit insane. So, if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking to. But
oh, okay.
It basically says that Ortega, Mash, and Gaia, I think it is, our black tri-stars here, were the 3 people that were watching over the house, Tebo's house at in Spain. And I think, what is it, Ortega that has the eye thing? I don't have it up. Let me just look real quick. It is.
We only saw
Mash.
them standing on a hill for like 5 seconds, so
they don't look like them, Griff. They do not look like them. And Mash is the one with a scar across his eye.
Yeah,
is the one that's in the knight outfit, and he has the scar across his eye because that's where Char stabbed him with a sword.
I think that guy is dead. I'm gonna be honest.
No, yeah.
Do not think he lived through that.
He is definitely dead, which is another reason why this theory is batshit insane.
I love it because it's crazy, but also it is crazy.
Well, my problem with it is that the comment presents it as fact. You guys missed this. This is what this is. And it's like, that knight guy died. Mash is still alive. Also, sword through the face is going to do more than leave a little scar, I think.
I don't know. It's only a sword, and then he only fell 2 stories inside of metal armor onto a hard stone surface. Anyone could survive that, you know.
Anyway, it's clearly it's not them. Also, the fact that we see them on the hill, and it's like a Middle Eastern man and 2 other people, nondescript, and none of our black tri-stars are Middle Eastern. Or I don't know, maybe, but definitely it's not MASH.
Right. So, I guess that leaves us with the recap from last time, Escape from Luna 2, where, arriving at the Federation asteroid military base, the White Base is confiscated, and its crew are arrested for violating protocol by allowing civilians to use top-secret government property. Also, the captain dies at the end.
Tends to happen.
So, really short episode recaps, because turns out people don't give us, like, the paragraphs when it comes to, things that are like 50 years older than the internet, right? But we did go through the entire sequence of the slight politicking of the internal people in the Federation trying to better themselves, get access to secret things, and of course using their justification to just push everyone out of their way, until they're attacked by Char, who basically pulls off a perfect trap. but the main crew still manages to escape. I'm trying to not remember Seed here where they escape because
Literally,
of explosions.
literally
Yeah.
the same problem. Well, the thing is, I have a
Here
whole,
they just managed to get away.
I have Theta's thoughts written about that in the Seed episode, so I don't need to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
over it here. But it is one of the larger differences between the two, is that Luna 2, the Luna 2 encounter and the Artemis encounter happen differently and happen for different reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Still, I think the biggest thing is immediately arresting them for for operating secret government property, which on the face of it, like, yeah, sure, that checks out. On the other hand, it's like everything was blowing up and this is literally an absolute skeleton crew. What did you think was happening?
No, I mean, it does make total sense, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's no blame on either side, I feel like, because, hey, they did what they had to do to survive. You can't blame them for that. On the other hand, this is a war-winning secret information. We can't let you wander about.
Right. So keeping them in custody, that would be good. Eventually, like saying like, well, you committed several crimes here that you were specifically asked to do. I'm less certain on that, but we're not coming back to it, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Only some of them were asked to do it, I guess.
Of course. The rest volunteered.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they've hit us up with a premise for this upcoming one. Did they? What was our last time?
I don't remember.
Then in that case, I say let's just go ahead and watch it.
Oh, wait a second there, Griff.
Yeah.
I got a whole Theta's Thoughts segment to go through here.
Oh boy, let's go ahead and go through your grind. Let's see what's on it.
Sayla and Noah Bright have a rather odd interaction in the last 2 episodes. It feels like he tries making small talk with her, asking where she was before Side 7. We discussed how she ducks the question and then lies, saying she came from Earth. Bright tells her this is his first time in space, for which she calls him elite. He asks her if she's being sarcastic with a confused look on his face before she tells him he needs to grow a tougher skin and runs off. I feel like this is Bright expressing his nervousness over the situation to someone his age, because he's very young.
Yeah, yeah.
Since everyone else seems to be older or younger than him, only to accidentally put her guard up in his opening line, which could be seen as innocuous to anyone else but her and her colorful past. Would also explain why he snaps back at her later on the bridge, saying he doesn't like her tone when she asks him to consult the captain.
Yeah, like the language of it is just like a little bit confusing because it's hard to figure out like what exactly is meant. Like narratively, like it's obvious what's happening here, right? Where she is we the audience don't know the secret or that she's hiding a secret yet. So this is demonstrated to the audience like she's fishy, she's hiding something, don't you want to know? We watch Origins, so we all know. But yeah, I guess that's like the best way to just interpret like her own behavior, just like immediate defensive, didn't know what to say, became accusatory, and now it's coming back to bite her.
Well, I think more so
Perfectly
also
normal interaction, really.
it also more so develops a subtext for their interaction, which might not be there if you're not reading into what's going on between them. Because it's like a minute worth of scene, but establishes their back and forth for at least the 2 episodes that we saw.
Yeah, yeah. This is like really early anime still, so it's like there could just be pieces missing. Which is kind of maybe what I should like expect here, and say like, okay, where am I gonna have to fill in the gaps here?
I think it's rather telling that Dozel, who was handing out rewards like crazy 8 months ago, is getting short-tempered at supply requests, and even giving less than is asked for to someone he considers to be one of his top men. Zeon might not explicitly be losing the war, but their position isn't exactly on top like it was before either.
Right. We ended off the origin with the Admiral saying is like, they're on the run. They wouldn't be trying this if they weren't out of resources. And now we're seeing the late stage war game where everyone is absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, yeah, that they wouldn't have done such a big move if they thought they could win in conventional means.
Mm-hmm.
It might be stupid to consider why the three small children were on the bridge, but to be fair, the ship-wide announcement did say for all combat-capable individuals to report to the bridge, irrespective of age. They just consider themselves combat-capable, and no one corrected them.
Look, at least they didn't put them into like a gunner seat or something yet, right? Once like the 5-year-olds end up firing the tank, at that point I'm just gonna have to cross my arms and go, "Oh, 70s, how could you do this?"
I mean, the Universal Century does go beyond a lot of time span. Who knows? We'll see the kids again.
Oh, eventually, but hopefully at a slightly better age. You know, you can only be a child soldier once you hit 13, right? You know.
Well, I mean, some people consider it a child soldiering a lifelong commitment. Fighting strength isn't determined by mobile suit performance alone. Char got out half of the Astasia dueling credo there, but otherwise it's exactly what I said before we watched the episode. Amuro is all about, at least for now, the Gundam's abilities, while Char is about skill. You commented on the fact that he said that despite the fact that his Zaku is super enhanced, though it's really just got its limiter turned off. The gun. What the hell did I just read? You commented on the fact.
Together, man.
You commented on the fact that he said that despite the fact that his Zaku is super enhanced. I feel like I was started with a question, or and then okay, fuck you past me. The fact is,
Go ahead, yeah.
the fact is that Char can operate without those limiters on versus Amuro, who would be screwed if you turned off the Gundam's assistance programs. Char consistently still loses, though, despite what you keep saying. There are many reasons behind that, though, and thankfully they aren't all just the Gundam beat him, like it is in so many other series.
I do like to think, just kind of on the side here, Char's Zaku is technically just a normal Zaku, just with, like you said, the limiters taken off. It's funny to think that all the Zakus could immediately just become so much more threatening if the pilots were capable of handling them.
I don't think that's correct. I think his and the Black Tri-Stars have special Zakus. It's either that or he's operating one of the older high model ones. Because remember, the normal Zakus are like the cheap mass-produced model ones.
Right. At some point, they said we need to pull back and like not overfund this because that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I think him and the Black Tri-Stars are the actual better Zakus. I know his is like a Zaku 2S or something like that. I can't remember what it is. I know somebody will hit us up in the comments if they get this part, but the technical readers out there. But I'm pretty sure his and the Black Tri-Stars are the higher tier ones. They upped their like shit too, but his was like, you still got the limiter on at 80%. I was like, I don't think anybody can handle this, so I can handle it. Turn it back off.
Yeah, but obviously we're setting up like the trajectory for the two characters where Amuro is going to get better at piloting and become more threatening because of that, and Char is going to become more threatening because he's going to get cooler and better things to use later.
As always, I also think you're wrong there too.
Well, maybe
we know that the Gundam learns through combat, right? It's an adaptive programmed thing. So I don't know that Amuro is going to get better. I think that the Gundam is just going to get in more fights, and the Gundam is going to get better.
That's going to be funny to see. Let's see where that pans out.
Because I don't know at what point you're going to be able to tell if Amuro is getting better. You'd literally have to take Amuro out of the Gundam, put him in another suit that doesn't have this, and still have him win somehow.
I think we call that my favorite episode of Gundam Wing, where our where Hero and What they
Zex.
call them in that one, Zex, yeah.
Where they
Tumble out
switch.
of each other's mechs after having fought each other, look at each other and go, I don't understand what the hell's up with your automated system.
Well, I think Zex proves it. Like, for the start, literally, Zex's first thing in the first episode is he takes one of the shit Leos,
Mhm.
parachutes out, grapples with the wing, and then parachutes himself out of the Leo. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I beat you in a Leo. What are you gonna do? You gotta respect the Xeon Supply Corps. Lose their ship, lose their crew, doesn't matter, you're still getting your supplies. They'll even jump out and try to stall the enemy while you reload. All to help the cause. I bet the Federation mail service doesn't even run as smoothly.
Oh yeah, no, like we got like an incredible showing of basically soldier level honor and duty, I guess, is what we would call it, right?
I
They
don't.
they are committed to their job and they are doing it.
Sometimes the Xeon officers, despite also looking like it, come across as
Mhm,
like World War One, World War Two British officers. Like they've always been here. They're always doing this, despite the
mhm.
fact that they've just started 8 months ago.
Right, right. There's a lot of weird mixing. And of course we've used frequently on a lot of the Xeon people are not really like super into like the ideology side of it or just seem to be normal people otherwise. I don't know. Though these are complicating things. And of course, uh we're watching an anime from people who probably were moderately adjacent to Imperial Japan at one point. So,
I don't think so. I don't know how old. What's his name? Tamaro? Not Tamaro. It's just a T name. The guy who
mhm.
invented Gundam. Because remember, this is 79. So we're talking, what, 45 to 79. So
Yeah, it'd be more like my
34
father
years.
talked about it or something, or maybe grandfather.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a span of 34 years. The dude could have been 40, but I don't want to put this picture out there. But Japanese people age weirdly, right?
Duh.
Where you go from like he looks like he's 20 to instantly he looks like he's 90, that kind of thing.
Right, right. But yeah, no, like I can only speculate right now until like we go and look it up. But like, we've talked about it a whole lot. It's there as an element. Like, not everyone is terrible and awful, obviously, and the Supply Corps people seemed genuinely like good people to, at least on their mission, right?
Yeah, we don't know what their personal beliefs were. Don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
idolize them or put them on a pedestal too much and then realize they're the worst of the worst.
Mm.
When they finally get to Lunar 2, they report that they have only 100 civilians with them. If we take Griffin's estimate of 120,000 people on Side 7, which includes the 30,000 engineers, and also take for granted the call of no survivors as to mean everyone, that would mean only 0.083% of the population survived. By comparison, if we take the 30,000 engineers number to be the grand total of the population, that would still mean only 0.3% of the population survived. Uh, this is less of a survival rate than in most apocalypse movies. As for example, if 95% of the US population were to die, you'd still be likely to find 5 people per square mile of the country. More than enough to populate any zombie movie or virus outbreak scenario you've seen on TV.
Yeah, the I guess when it comes to your entire space station explodes, there's not really much. You just tumble out into the woods and you're okay for a while.
Yeah, you're getting mixed up again.
Oh,
Gundam
am I?
Seed exploded. Heliopolis
Oh, yeah, yeah.
exploded. This one literally it was just a couple of shots to the outside,
Oh, right,
and
right.
then the Zaku, like 3 Zaku's. The idea is that 3 Zaku's killed
Mhm.
99.2% of the population of Side 7.
Yeah. I do like your estimate of like 5 people per square mile in like a zombie apocalypse, but like every every picture or pan back in like a zombie movie is going to be like, all right, so we got that square footage, but we're also going to put every single person into like this one mall. 100,000 people, one mall.
Well,
Let's go.
because of the apocalypse, you start to gather people because people have skills, and you need those skills to then
Hmm.
rebuild and survive. I told you about there's an audiobook that I've been listening to lately, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's literally take place in London. It's made before COVID, so it's not its fault that the
Yeah.
disease that kills everybody literally just sounds like COVID when they describe it. But yeah, no, they make it sound like it's the worst apocalypse ever, but slowly they keep
Uh-huh.
finding people, finding people. But I did the math, and I think I told you this before. It's basically 0.00001% of the population of London survives, and it's still fairly populated in this book, and that's why I'm saying that most zombie apocalypse shit, there's so many
Hmm.
people left around per square mile that it's not as deadly as you think it is.
I mean, still, like, turning one of the top 20 most populated cities on Earth into basically your local small village still sounds pretty apocalyptic to me.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean the scale that most people think, like, oh man, I'm
Yeah.
only going to encounter one or two people in my time. It's like, no, you have to like kill 99.99999999% of all people to encounter
Hmm.
that. If like 99% of all people, without the decimals, survive, you're gonna hit people all the time walking around into the apocalypse.
Just remember, everybody, there's at least 8 billion people out there. Your 1 in a million chance happens about 8,000 times.
And not only just to you, though.
Yeah.
It's that famous stand-up thing. Everybody's got 5 minutes of fame, but it's collective, right? I've got it, 30 years of it. You've got none of it. All right. I can somewhat understand Joaquin's initial position, especially given what happened to Minovsky. If a single one of those kids or cadets got their hands on an operational manual for anything related to White Base or the Gundam stuff and uh, described the book to the Xeon side, the entire Federation war effort would be ruined. Detaining them and interrogating them just makes sense. More so the civilians than the cadets, but maybe cadets are just given zero leeway in these matters. Saying they'll all go to a military tribunal seems excessively harsh, but a tribunal is just a court after all. It suggests harsh negative consequences, but only if you're found guilty of something. It is entirely possible they could have been acquitted of everything. I think Joaquin is just bumping them down the line to figure out what to do to them. I'm sorry, I said do with them, not do to them. That also,
Right. It's outside of his responsibility to deal with that, so he is, of course, bumping it down. Meanwhile, the civilian's like, no, you can handle that here. But yeah, no, when it comes to like interrogating the civilians, like literally you just need like the basic interrogation. Sit down and ask, so what do you know? You want to talk and tell me your side. And that's
yeah,
literally that would probably get everybody.
I think everything he did was entirely reasonable, unlike Seed.
On paper, yeah. It personally, I believe he came off as an asshole.
I don't. Doesn't matter though.
I know.
I don't think impressions matter to the events, right? Like 100 years from now, when they're recording history of like who did what, it's they're not gonna write down. Plus, he was an asshole about it, right? It's just gonna
They did
be
for
what he
Patton.
did. Yeah,
They
but
did for Patton also.
Patton Oswald. You mean
Or no, wait, who's the
the
general one?
comedian? Yeah, I can't remember his full name, but Patton is his last name, so not Patton Oswald, the
Okay.
comedian. You mean the guy whose wife died and immediately remarried within a year? That was weird too, I think. But
Yeah, imagine that's your note in history. It's like, and this guy was here, and he got rid of his wife. Like, wait, what?
yeah,
Anyway,
well, I mean, to my point, I said 100 years. We're not 100 years past Patton yet either. So, but
we're coming up on it.
I guess in fairness, though, they make movies about him being an asshole, but he was effective. I don't think you read his book.
Nope, sure didn't.
Char keeps claiming that Sayla is too strong to be Artesia, I feel, due to the fact that when he left her, she would only cry for him to stop fighting, and he always had to protect her. In his eyes, she's someone to protect without the will to do what he saw as necessary. We saw him glance into Texas once, and maybe see her with his new type abilities, but that was never really confirmed. So it is entirely possible he still regards her as the girl he left behind, and it's inconceivable that Sayla grew up into this strong woman, at least until someone says her name in front of him, since he knows all her current aliases.
Right. Like my first impression would be that it is not inconceivable, but inconvenient to his own personal views to believe Sayla could have changed in personality or grown individually stronger, because it would upset his idea that he's doing all of this for her and that he's the one who has to protect her. If she can just do all that herself, then it ruins that self-image, right? So as an ordinary person, you would never admit to it because it ruins how you view yourself.
Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, he knows Sayla Moss as a name, so
Mhm.
at the moment anybody says it out loud in his presence, he's gonna know, and the game's gonna be up.
Yeah.
Bum fights Amuro, just wants to step to everyone, it seems. Just about jumps off the wall to confront Joaquin in the hangar. Then Kai says you need to eat what you can, and he just about throws fists before Ryu steps in the way. I feel like he's gone from fight mode during Site 7 attack to survival mode with not sleeping or eating, to just flat out aggressiveness. He's certainly acting a bit strange, even for the weird bum Amuro that we already know. That Amuro was hesitant to even talk back to Kai. Now he wants to throw hands because Kai says to eat.
You know, you get cranky when you're hungry, right?
Well, usually the solution to that is to eat, like Kai
I
said.
I feel I feel like we could only get like full a better understanding of it once Amuro starts saying how he feels about things, right? He has to fully put it out. It's like, no, I'm stressed out because everything I'm doing is like supporting this father's legacy that I don't want, or something like that. Like he needs a line to say his views.
Yeah, but he doesn't do that until somebody breaks down in front of him, as we saw in the origin.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta wait a little bit, I think.
And
We'll get there.
even that, she's breaking down about the war, and he's like, "I was really looking forward to your lasagna." So it's not even on par. Anyway, gotta love Amuro describing why he isn't the best Gundam pilot with the whole "the Gundam really pilots itself" explanation of its built-in learning system. Really kind of makes it worse than Ariel from Witch from Mercury, at least from the outset. No idea how fast it learns or how long it will be learning for.
Right. We're dealing with a difference of like 40 to 50 years of what do people think AI is and how it works and how it's treated in fiction.
I don't know, on the
So,
face of it, it seems like it's just normal, right?
yeah, here we just have it's a computer and it'll give you a better idea of what's happening. Whereas like with Witcher Mercury, we're at an entirely different level of like, yeah, sure, we'll put like a human personality in there.
I guess it's kind of getting
We'll
uh,
have a second person piloting for
I
you.
guess it's getting guided learning, right?
Mhm.
Because normally it would have to fail like a million times to learn one lesson and then continue with its whole learning program.
Right, right.
But
That's
in
like
this
the state of
case,
like
but in
algorithms.
this case, it's getting a, well, I was gonna do this, but then my pilot made me do this, and we didn't immediately lose. Add
So now
that.
I should and to do that in the future.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like when you're programming the thing and you're teaching it by reward.
Hmm.
Here's here's 1 point if you make it every inch. So the
The
computer is
genetic
gonna,
algorithms,
yeah,
basically.
the computer's gonna reproduce everything that gets it gains until it
Mhm.
just gets more gains. In this case, it's gonna reproduce everything the pilot did that it failed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
It
super meat boying its way through this.
that there you go. That's a good way to put it.
Well, it's reproducing everything that didn't fail. So literally, I guess it's just like the what's the Gundam Wing thing? This, not the Psycho Frame. The every
It's just
possible
double
future.
O system. That's it. No, the other one that Quattro ends up using at some point. I forget what they
Well, no,
call
the
it.
one that Hero uses,
They just call it double O.
the Wing Zero system.
Yeah, Wing Zero maybe.
No, Double O would be in the Double O show, not this
All
one.
right.
Yeah, no, it's like that. It's just seeing all the possibilities and doing the ones that the pilot has done before that worked. I'd get more upset at the Federation soldier pointing a gun at a little girl that stomped on his foot, if not for the fact that pre-declaration of independence, we saw the Federation gunning down peaceful protesters in the streets. So it's never really been in their nature to practice gun safety in the presence of civilians.
Uh, I do appreciate more modern anime that we end up like watching has more gun safety in it, like inherently. Like people actually looked up like what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to treat it. Then you go back like in time, you get like a Plan 9 where someone scratches their head with their gun, you know?
Well, that was. I mean, that's because that guy didn't know what he was doing.
Exactly.
I mean, you go back to around the same era, like with Police Academy. That's like what mid '80s, and you pull
Mhm.
the same jokes where the guy shoots the terrorist who pops up, then accidentally shoots the civilian target as well, and then when everyone's like gasping, turns around with a gun pointed at midsection level, and everyone diving to the ground because you just saw the guy misfire already. Now he
Yeah,
turns to
yeah.
look at you. Captain Paulo got T-blowed, by the way. Another good guy trying to protect the kids who gets bedridden and dies in the midst of a fight they couldn't do anything about.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they really just need to quote push the character out so that we can have like our new bridge crew, the one we're learning about, be there, and they're all struggling together to learn their places, rather than having the one person there who knows everything, tells them all exactly what to do, and it works perfectly, right? We have
Well,
tension. No one's good at their job.
in this instance, I'm just making T-blow a verb.
Yep, fair,
You
fair.
got T-blowed. We've often said that Char's nature is exceedingly good at going with the flow. Do you think that's what will keep him on par with the learning computer in the Gundam?
Oh, absolutely. He has a better understanding of the fact that he has these new type abilities, and he's probably going to lean on them hard.
Well, 'cause I mean, Char is our John Henry in this scenario.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be excited to see what bullshit Char pulls off, because that is probably going to be the best part of this series. Every time he like pulls something out of his back pocket, like out of nowhere, he just like, oh gosh, that was close. Actually, no. I think that's why I appreciate the most out of what we've seen out of Char so far from Origins in this, is that Char, despite being like obviously a genius, obviously pretty skilled at everything, obviously able to handle the improv of everything, clearly recognizes that he's in too deep half the time.
Yeah.
I love seeing him sweat, is what I'm saying.
All right, last thought here. I covered before how impressive the Zaku's gun is, essentially being a major step up in weapons technology. There is currently no comparison to it on the mobile weaponry level, and really only battleship weapons can hold a candle to it, which is why, conceptually, you can see why Xeon is always a step behind the Federation. Xeon modernized and upgraded a weapon that was only being used on mobile platforms. Then
Mhm.
comes the Federation design crew and upgrade a weapon that was being used on battleships. The beam rifle is a step up in modern technology as opposed to Xeon's upgrading older technology.
Right, yeah, the difference between making something more efficient and coming up with a new thing. It's definitely a fun little way to see like their differences, that they aren't just like photocopies of each other. I like it. It's good stuff.
All right. Did you have any other thoughts?
Me in particular? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just excited to see what happens next.
All right, then. Without any other things, I think we should just go out and get into it. And here's my ad lib. If
See.
you like what you're seeing here and you want to see more of it, then why don't you head on over to the Patreon where you can see unedited, uncensored, uncut versions of this without whatever's going on down here. It's $5 a month, but hey, it supports people like us.
But remember to like and subscribe, and also come visit us over on the Discord and tell us what you think about, well, all the crazy things Char does.
I'm used to doing a certain way. The time is completely thrown. I mentioned this the other day when I was doing like those 2 solo recordings that Nadia comes from an earlier time in anime, and the opening theme is it's a bop. It's not a bop, but it's a bop. Like it's good,
but it's very of its time, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I think hearing this by its own, if we weren't watching Gundam, I would not like this song. But
you need a little extra context, right?
I've invested.
What about Nadia? Like, what time period is it? Same one, or?
I don't remember. I don't remember when it was made. Obviously, I did no research because it's just a blind watch.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look it up real
quick. Everyone, Nadia of the Water research. Let's go. Give us all of your favorite Nadia of the Water moments down below.
Well, it's the secret of blue water. Let's see. 1990.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that is a completely different vibe then.
Well, different from
90s,
this, obviously.
I'm immediately thinking Backstreet Boys, you know?
That's late 90s.
I guess.
It's only 11 years separated from this. I mean, when you consider, like, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is separated, like, 11 to 20 years from
you just destroyed my entire perception of time with that statement, honestly. The 90s are only separated by 11 years. This was also 30 years ago. I'm turning to dust.
Well, pointedly, I think the big example is this is like what? 16 by 9? What is this?
4 by 3?
4 by 3, yeah. All the other shows I watched the other day were all 4 by 3 as well. They're from that era of anime.
Yeah,
where your TV
changed technology. Yeah.
Where your TV is expected to be of a set size. Really annoyed me when I made the overlays. So I made them to one size and then realized, oh crap.
Did we ever get a number on the total human population, or are we just gonna like assume like it was 1980s population?
Well, 1980s, but you'd think that they would increase it.
Right, we also 100 years in the future, and there's space.
Well, we
people.
also know that Earth has been like depopulated, or no, it's overpolluted and overpopulated, which is why we go to space. And we know in the origin that like North Africa is uninhabitable as well.
Yeah.
It's too many variables.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, also we have a friendly ship now hanging out with them. I forgot about that.
And forget about it. I just don't know it was there at all.
Wow, they're that close to Earth. They're handing out the towels. This is something I think Amuro can definitely do. We've given enough in the series itself already, right?
He literally is carrying no towels. Yeah. I mean, no tools. He's carrying towels and soap. I have no idea what happened to him.
Good reference back to him just like ejecting into space.
That remote control car is way too loud for what it is.
I wouldn't want to be in the same enclosed space with it, that's for sure.
No, I mean it sounds like a race car, like a real race car, but it's a remote control car.
Oh, he's a plantation owner. Look at. Wait, sir, do you just carry beans in your pocket at all time?
Yeah, it's proof of what he does.
That was a fun, interesting perspective, but the beans, man, the beans.
He didn't seem like a villain of the week.
我々はサラミスの大気圏突入カプセルで行く。そちらとはスピードが違う。遅れるなよ。はい、了解しました。未来、大気圏突入の。
Well, I mean, if you're going faster than us, then we will fall behind.
了解。
That's how physics works.
変わりません。ただ無彩に接近する船があります。
何？また補給を受けるつもりなのか。
Damn that Char, always trying to stay well supplied.
補給を受けるということは、俺たちの追跡を諦めたということなのか。
Yeah, would they dare lose the amount of space they have?
We need another 3 because we just lost all of ours.
Char, you're costing us a lot of mobile suits.
20分後には大気圏に突入する。このタイミングで戦闘を仕掛けたという事実は古今例がない。地球の引力に惹かれ大気圏に突入すれば、ザクとて一瞬のうちに燃え尽きてしまうから。しかし、敵が大気圏突入のために全神経を集中している今こそ、ザクで攻撃するチャンスだ。
Yeah, what is your plan to fight freefall?
第2目標、敵のモビルスーツ。
I think his answer was don't.
You don't have any
We've done
control
no
over that.
preparation. I've come up with this on the fly, and you're doing it.
地球降下要員は大気圏カプセルに乗り移れ。サラミス本艦はカプセル。
This feels like a get as many shots in as you can before you die plan.
無彩を振り切る自信はあるか。
I do think his orders are to the tune of do not fall into the earth, please.
You've got no choice.
One of them is gonna burn up in the atmosphere this episode, though, 100%.
君はいつも楽観的だな。はい。それで生き残ってきたと思います。
I mean, I'm getting the gist that Char is going to lose 3 Zaku's every episode.
ミサイルはスタンバって。
Gonna have to keep a body count for people under Char.
That's what the board's for.
サラミスのカプセル離脱。ホワイトベースはカプセルについていきます。
So I still can't get over the eyeball thing. Some people have irises, other people have doll's eyes.
立っている人は座ってください。船が揺れるようなことがあっても騒がないように。各戦闘員メカニックマンは各自の部署で待機のこと。ガンダムも発進する可能性がある。メカニックマンはそのつもりで。
Yeah, can
Oh, I love that
Gundam?
anxiousness.
Can the Gundam survive re-entry?
Oh, that'll be fun.
接触推定時間34秒後。ハッチ開け。ガンダム急速発進。
No hesitation, no information gathering. Fuck it, they're up to something.
I mean, fair, right?
4-minute time window.
If I was dealing with someone who was super intelligent who kept chasing after me, and the last 3 times he pulled some bullshit, this time I'd be like, no, 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 get on top of this.
I mean, to be fair, well, I guess they can't. I was gonna say, just have him in the hangar, shoot them from the hangar. Don't go out into free fly, right? But I guess he can't really do that if they come from behind.
It's such happy hero music, right?
Sure, 'cause the hero just launched,
And then they
right?
immediately cut it.
ドレン、援護しろ。我々は二手に分かれて攻撃を。
Oh, Dren on the ship, right? Okay, it has to be. I'm like, please don't put Dren in a mobile suit. This is just as bad. I don't like this.
後方よりミサイル。リード注意。高度を下げてください。戻れないのか。無理です。戻れば狙いされるのがオチです。
Because Dren is one of our connecting characters from Origin to now, so I don't want another one of them to die.
ミサイル第2波回避。後方 AM ミサイルどうした？撃てないのか？
ブライト、落ち着いて。みんな慣れてない。
I guess all missiles in this have to be fire and forget now, right? Unless they're laser targeted, but I don't think that existed in 79.
Yeah, it wouldn't have.
Which I guess...
They're treating them like torpedoes, basically.
Well, I was gonna say,
right?
technically that makes them rockets, huh?
Yeah.
I went rocket, you went torpedo. Because these two skill sets overlap.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's better you went that way, right? Don't worry, the young man that gave you a towel and soap will fix this.
Oh, armor-piercing weapons. Let's go.
Well, not totally armor-piercing. It went right through the shield and did nothing to the arm holding the shield.
ラクがサラミスのカプセルを
了解。シャに後ろを取られるのは嫌だが。
I may have missed this, but why did they launch the capsule?
That's a good question. I'm not actually entirely sure. I was gonna say because the other ships are gonna be left in space.
そこだ。
Most of the capsules guiding White Base.
セイラさん。
Yeah, I think so.
無理よ。ライフルを発射することはできないわ。メカニックマンに聞いてみるけど。
君は左の機銃を。僕は機銃なんて。僕だってやったことはない。
Oh, that's
I'm glad that
confusing.
that was a machine gun because I was about to say lasers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's confusing.
Oh, there we go.
So half the time we think they're using energy weapons, they could just be using guns.
それでいいです。
了解。ハンマーを発射したら教えるわ。前をアムロ。
分かってます。
I appreciate this dude is like right in front of the Gundam, and Sayla still has to say, "In front of you!"
There we go. The maximum damage we could ever expect the Vulcan guns to do. Like, it messed him up, but he's not destroyed. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, because remember, these Zaku's are the mass-produced shit models.
当たらない。バルカンの重心がずれてるのか。
アムロ。ガンダムハンマー
The
を
ones that we saw surviving Vulcans were like the original high-quality test models.
相対速度速いかつかめるか。シャー。とどめだ。
Come on, new type Flash. What you gonna do?
シャーメ。
By the way, who designed the ball and chain mace thing for the Gundam?
For space environments.
I mean, I kind of understand, you know, the axe the Zaku's have, the high energy axe thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a bad idea for even a person, let alone a Gundam.
I guess maybe if they wanted to get ahead of the, like, axe and shield, like, strategy that they have, I don't know.
天井がリード艦長ノーマルスーツが早く空気が抜けるノーマルスーツの応急テープだ
I love the name. Your normal suit.
艦長お怪我もスーツだ怪我はいつでも直せるおもっと丁寧にやれんのか
Well, everyone's just a fucking badass, right? Captain gets like lacerated with tons of shit. He fucking pilots his ship until he dies in bed. This guy, forget about the wound.
Everyone's gotta have their noble moments, right?
無理です。アムロはシャアと戦うので精一杯なのよ。10%加速。サラミスカプセルの前に出ます。
オムルサラミスのカプセルを収容する準備急げカイ、リュウ対空援護しろ
No, Kai, don't have that much care for what your situation you're in.
Kai is a national treasure still. Oh, they do have laser guidance.
Well, wow, that Zaku's going ham.
敵の銃撃の来るとこは分かったはずだ接近して叩けそれではザクの性能は発揮できん
Char is our point of view character in this scenario. You can see where the bullets are coming from. Shoot there.
Just be more badass, everybody.
大丈夫でありますザクの右手が使えないだけですヒートフォークは左手で使え
Although you can tell by the dilation of my pupils, I am tripping.
私と敵のモビルスーツに当たる
Maybe that's why they keep failing all the time.
頼む戦況をお待ちかありません
I mean, these two are in the best positions. They're the only people with seats. Except for Bright, of course.
That's the bubbles again. This is the exact same scene.
Well, this is the same scene. I don't think that guy was on the bridge before, so he's different.
怖いんだぞ。怖くないもん。
左右を狙える基準はどこなんですか？第35番のはずです。右側前の方を狙います。やってみるか。
The one on the starboard aims forward. Oh, ball turrets.
Yeah.
ガンダムを上に出させないのか。
It's gotta be the most unwieldy thing, too. Against the fastest guy in a mobile suit. Physics, man. Physics. What a bitch.
I love it. Everyone is getting bounced around. No, that's actually realistic.
Oh. Hit him in the engine. He got nuked.
アムロ、ホワイトベースに戻って。オーバータイムよ。
了解、セイラさん。しかし、さあこれが最後だ。
クラウン、ドレンのカプセルに戻れ。クラウン、聞こえないのか。
Oh, we're gonna lose another third set of Sakus. Conversely, he could try to get into the hangar bay. Right?
Oh, that'd be funny. Just follow him all the way into the ship.
I mean, it'd be the worst thing for White Base, right? Two mobile suits fighting inside of it.
It would probably guarantee everybody's death, really.
Oh, they saved one.
これではガンダムも大気の摩擦熱で燃えてしまいます。
アムロ、戻れ。ザクはいい。ブライト君。私の使命はこのホワイトベースとガンダムを無事に連邦軍本部に送り届けることなんだ。ガンダムを収容しろ。
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, what the fuck do you think I was just saying on the phone? I'm right next to you.
ホワイトベースを撃ち落とされていました。
リード注意。椅子にお座りください。危険です。外壁冷却機能プラス3に上昇。
Wait, where did your chair come from? You were standing up a second ago.
Good timing to come in and see him die.
Well, also, he wouldn't be on the bridge. The hangar doesn't connect to the bridge. Oh, I thought that was him coming on.
I knew it. I called it.
ザクには大気圏を突破する性能はない。気の毒だが。しかしクラウン、無駄死にではないぞ。お前が連邦軍のモビルスーツを引きつけてくれたおかげで撃破することができるのだ。
Oh god, if only he had some sort of chain type weaponry that you could draw him in with. Damn.
Oh yeah, no, this is good.
Thank God I got enough time to read the manual. Also, that manual looks completely different than it did a couple episodes ago.
Ah, so that's how they do it. You're gonna get full impact.
I don't know, it does have jets, right? I don't know if that's enough to push back against the velocity.
His death was in vain. Yeah, a thing they didn't consider before. Para-dropping orbital bombardment mobile suits. With beam lasers.
I don't know, I think Xeon's considered that. They've probably done it. But they probably haven't done it from orbit, you know?
It's just great, the more Char learns, the worse everything looks for Xeon.
Garma?
Hey, Garma. It's hanging out in Hollywood.
Yeah, which means we know where we're landing.
戦いは非常さ。そのくらいのことは考えてある。
ガルマ大佐です。
I can go with the flow.
なんだい赤い彗星。
その呼び名は返事をしなくっちゃならんようだよ。ガルマザビ大佐。
珍しく弱気じゃないか。
敵の V 作戦って聞いたこと
He's lost 4 times in a row. I don't think his ego can go any lower.
なんだと。
そのおかげで私は
Yeah, and you're calling the guy who would just love to hear that you've lost.
そんなにすごいのか。
そちらにおびき込みはした。君の手柄にするんだな。後ほどそっちへ行く。
よし、そのご好意はいただこう。ガウ攻撃空母で迎え撃つ。緊急出動だ。
Well, you've certainly looked like you've gained some years, Gar.
Gosh.
高度53000原則良好水平角に戻します。
よし、アムロ、聞こえるか？アムロ。
アムロ、無線が使えるはずよ。アムロ、応答してく
You're
ださい。
saying that over the comm, though. So if it's not,
ガンダムです。
アムロ。
やつ、後で締め上げなければならんが。このモビルスーツがあれば、連邦軍はジオンに勝てる。
yeah, but not just one, right?
Even a kid can manage this, he says.
It's still only one, right? It's only one weapon against the entire Principality of Zeon. That'd be a difficult win.
This is some real mission accomplished music right here.
ほら、オランペロ。あれが地球だよ。
へえ、あれみんな陸地なんだね。こっちが海って言うんだろ。
What are they called on side 7?
Local water filtration system 32? I don't know.
No, we've seen it on the opening. There's still large bodies of water and parts of land. What's like?
予定進入角です。現在までのコースです。これでは何にもならんじゃないか、ブライト君。そう思います。ここはジオンの勢力圏内です。冗談じゃない。
傷の手当てを。
Nobody was laughing.
You should have just pointed with your other hand, man.
シャアにはめられたんです。突破するんだ。何が何でも。敵です。何？
Also, why do you have to land? It very much seems like White Base can fly. You're over Zeon territory, but you could fly over the ocean.
Garma immediately went on straight into battle head first. Oh yeah, this is Garma.
Well, yeah, because he's still trying to make a name for himself, right? He like won in America like instantly.
Mhm.
So it's like, what else do I can do?
Oh, that's just where we ended.
ガルマザビの機動力はホワイトベースを地上に追い詰める。正規軍との戦いは一瞬の息抜きも許されなかった。さらに地球の重力はアムロたちに苦戦を強いる。機動戦士ガンダム次回ガルマ出撃数。君は生き延びることができるか。
Yeah, Tamino, I think is his name. The guy who made this. That was his major
Yeah.
thing that's written at I can't remember the name of the place on the place where the Gundam actually stands up, walks around, does things in
Oh
in
yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
The apologies for the fact that it doesn't move around that fast or like look all that realistic is the fact that the Gundams aren't supposed to operate in gravity. They're designed for space, so he didn't like it that they instantly put it in a gravity well where it's hard to
Yeah, yeah.
move and doesn't make sense.
I think we've been over it before where just like, yeah, no, if you have that much mass of a tank and you have it on 2 small little surfaces, it's not going to really stand at all. We've been over that before. Giant robots are ever so slightly unrealistic, unfortunately.
Well, that's what his letter says. Is they actually tried to make a real Gundam, or at least the frame of one that could move around like that, and it is unrealistic and impossible in a gravity well.
Yeah.
To have one that moves the way it does in the show. That's why.
Right. Meanwhile, in space, doesn't matter what shape you are, as long as you put out enough reaction mass in one direction, you're going. Or going less than you were before, whatever you want to do.
Right. So yeah, we've caught up with Garma again. Yeah, right where we left him, I guess, which is Western America.
Mm-hmm. Or at least that's what we're assuming. They showed a map for half a second, and it was just coastline. There was no features to really give a relative sense of anything.
That is a breakdown for Theta's Thoughts, an episode away from the next episode. So,
hell yeah.
But
unless they just tell us next episode, in which case,
Well, we know where he was deployed and where he was given authority over. So, assumedly, it's only been 8 months, right? Assumedly, he's just been keeping control over that. Because we know that other generals were sent to other places, like McQueeve, I don't remember how to say his name, was sent to Europe.
Yeah, he's just hanging out in Europe now.
And bug-eyed guy, I want to say Rodriguez, but I don't know if that's right or not. I don't have the board up in front of me. Let me just bring the board up. It's like a click away.
Oh, there you go.
What's his name? Romeo, Garcia Romeo. I think he's in South America. And there's the only two that we really got shown that I can remember.
Right. Where South America is bound to be the primary field, since we learned last time that the Federation base is in South America.
Well, then that might not be right then. Because I don't think they would send this guy to South America if they knew the Federation base was in South America. Because I think they were trying to take over, important places. But not hey, guy, win the war by yourself.
I got no doubt that they're going to just go ahead and just, lay it clear out in the original series here, as, we're getting into it. But next time, we're going to go ahead and get, a full, clear demonstration of what is Garma supposed to be like in the original series from here on out? What personality brand are we getting? Are we going to get the exact same as Origin? Or are we going to get a different take?
Oh, I'm sure he's going to be the same. Mm-hmm. He's happy that Char is failing because he wants to one-up Char. That is That is his modus operandi ever since Char at the academy.
I did like that, Char just immediately went out and said, yeah, no, I lost Eitsaku. This is kind of terrible. Could you do something? It's no, that is the lowest Char will ever get, right?
Well, I mean, even in his failing, right? It's hey, I've lost all this shit, but they fell into my trap where I've led them directly to you. Even in his failures, he's got some successes.
Right. Char is, again, like we keep saying, good at doing everything on the fly.
Going with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. But he is technically on Earth. He did make it into his shuttle. He's flying in basically the same area. I'm going to wonder, will he go ahead and pop up this episode and try to fight again immediately after just having fought?
Well, I mean, it's also, no, I assume that he's got to resupply again. And, also, his capsule, the one that Dren was piloting, has to reconnect with the Musai.
Yeah.
So, that they have to go back. That's why he's, calling on Garma, who assumedly has a lot of forces on the ground. They even said the next time they're going to force it to the ground level. My whole thing of, well, why is he stuck here in Xeon territory? It can fly. And they're covering that. They've got air authority.
So, I guess next time we're going to go ahead and see the war get out in full. So, I guess that's where we'll go ahead and end it for today. This has been Stone Face Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin. That's Theta. We'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?